people asked us, well, how do you do this? We say, well, how do you want it done? And then we form it to that. And we have our ideas. We've done it enough. We have some ideas that things work. Some things work better than others, but we're willing to adapt what we have with what they want.
Even if it's something we haven't done before, we do it or figure out a way to do it.
One of the big advantages that we offer is historically the industry has done it by hand. So you can imagine a scale with a 5-gallon bucket on it, surrounded by 8 bins of chemicals and a scoop, and that's how they've been combining their chemicals. And what we've done now is we're combining those. We've automated it with equipment, and I think that's the advantage. There's only so much play you have in your rubber materials. And what we do is by making sure that those chemicals are machine weight and the tolerances are so tight, you give the rest of the process a lot more play. So what the customers realize is that there's a lot less scrap than what they do downstream.
The end product of what we do is so important if you think about where this is going. I mean, it could possibly be on a vehicle. It could possibly be somewhere where your families are. So that's important to think. This is where it begins, and this is where the product starts.
We would not change our process. I mean, even if it was like, say, cheaper to cut a corner, because we really do believe in the integrity of our system.
We make sure that every employee has been trained properly to follow that process or the procedure that goes with the job that they're trying to do.
The truck pulls up, the driver will come inside, he gives us the paperwork, then we'll unload the chemical and stage it in our staging area, and it will stay there until we have the certificate of analysis, and we also have to have permission to run it from the company that it's come from. After they send us an approval to run it, then we go in, we print a barcode with that chemical name, the lot number, the date we received it, and we put it on the chemical on each end of the pallet. It has a barcode on it to where we can scan it through our scan to verify system on the line. When we put it up there, we'll pick it up to where you can't run the wrong product.
When a recipe is sent to one of our lines, it has to go through a process of 3 different verifications, and that is to ensure that the chemical is up and correct and in the correct hopper, that the fill is going to be right, and the final bag weighment is going to be to our customer specification.
The chemicals are tagged, they have a barcode on it, so we use a scanner, and as they set up a run, they enter that run into the computer. As they're beginning to set it up, they assign what hopper it's going to be used on the line. And they'll go up and scan that hopper, they'll scan that chemical, and if they match, it'll accept it. And when everything is accepted, then the run can begin, the process can begin. And we will have the correct chemicals going into the customer's product.
What we found is that the outside vendors aren't interested or involved in our business. They are just interested in machinery, but they don't use the equipment. So what we found was that they weren't providing the best services. We figured out that we had talented enough staff with our mechanics and our electricians that we had, that we decided to build our own equipment. And so since that point in time, we have been building equipment. We do have expertise in that equipment because we are a user, and we use it. We have 5 different plants that use the equipment daily. So we have been constantly upgrading and improving the equipment to meet our needs.
We want to make sure that every employee is working in a very safe and healthy environment. We do invite OSHA Consult to come in.
Something that we choose to do, that's letting the other companies know that we stay in compliance with OSHA. Everything we do is standard, just like the ISO. Everything we do is a process. It's the beginning and end process. So that makes our work, the quality of the work better. So it's not how fast you could do stuff, it's the quality of it.
Each of our 5 facilities are ISO certified. We are audited annually by an outside auditor. That simply means that we do what we say we're going to do.
We are your compounding department. We don't view ourselves as a separate entity from you. We understand this is critical deliveries, and it's several times a day we're making deliveries. And so we need to be able to work with your plant just like we're inside your plant. And I think we've proven ourselves, and we pride ourselves in the fact that we can adjust to your needs, and we can form that service around what you need.